All right. I wanted to start by making sure you can hear me. How's the sound? Can I have a thumbs up in the chat or just on your video? You can hear me well? Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you. Great. And it's almost time to start. So as we're getting ready, thank you for the feedback. As we're getting ready, feel free to put in the chat, stay muted for now, but feel free to put in the chat your name. Well, it'll have your name, where you're from, and maybe just a little hello so that we can see who's here, who's joining us today. And I love seeing your beautiful faces and seeing what you write. So do feel free to turn on your cameras and let me see you. I love to see your faces. Hi. And I will occasionally scroll through the top so I can see you all. All right. And so as we get, and I'm just letting you all put thank you to Germany, South Africa. Wow, we got people. Heidi, hi. Oh my goodness. California, New York. Lots and lots of the world is covered. So thank you all for taking your time out. Oh, Denmark. It's great. Lots of people from the States, India, Canada, UK, Hawaii, Oregon, Netherlands. Oh my gosh, Croatia. Wow, really from everywhere. Thanks you guys for spending this time with me. It's so great. I'm glad I read that. Michigan, Sweden, London. Awesome. So we are from all over the place, but this is our global community. And I'm just so grateful that you all chose to spend this hour with me today on this very special solstice day. It is, winter solstice here where I am in the Northern Hemisphere, the shortest day of the year for sunlight. I realize many of you here are in the Southern Hemisphere where you're having much longer days right now. So wherever you are, welcome. And I'm just grateful that you're here and that we get to spend this time together. So to set everybody up to have a wonderful experience, I would love for you, like I said, if you want to be on camera, I appreciate that. If you're moving around or making, a lot of commotion or something, then go ahead and keep your camera off. But if you are able to turn it on, I love that. And then set yourself up. So make your space a sacred space. If you have a cell phone near you, then go ahead and silence it or turn it off. And then the next step, if you just silence it, is to turn it over so it's face down, so those little notifications don't distract you while you're present. And, if you're able to be in a space where you can close the door, where you can really just set yourself up to have this time alone and quiet and spend it in sacred ceremony, that is going to set you up for the best experience. Any distractions, just allow them to wait or let them go until after, and get as absolutely present as you can for this 1 hour. I will be at the end, I'll be taking some questions and we might go over the hour on that, but I will fit in as much as possible in the 1 hour. And then whoever wants to linger, if we have people that want to ask more, we can do that at the end. So for starters, we'll just kind of be setting the space and intention, and then I'll have a little bit of conversation or sharing about Christ consciousness and what, the truth of what that is and the multiple meanings. And then we'll go into our meditation. So today, the body of this meditation, or the deepest part of it, is about I am presence and Christ consciousness and the deeper metaphysical meanings of of what that is and what that means. So, yes, for starters, let's just begin by breathing together, taking a few deep breaths. You can close your eyes and breathe deeply into the belly, getting yourself fully present, feeling your body, feeling your presence. And as you're breathing, breathe deeply. I'm going to have you breathe deeply first into your head, into the center of your head. You can think of breathing into the third eye center, activating the pineal gland, activating the crown center, activating the presence of your focus and attention and awareness. And then another deep breath as you drop into your heart center, taking a deep breath into the heart and allowing that heart energy to just expand and open, allowing your body to relax and allowing your heart to really be present for this experience today. And then another deep breath as you drop into the base of your spine, anchoring this breath into the spine, taking a deep breath right into the base of the spine. And then imagine drawing a line from the top of your head to the base of the spine and just feeling that flowing of energy. And that energetic presence will really have you be more focused in your body, more present, with your heart more open, more aligned. Wonderful. And then when you're ready, go ahead and open your eyes. Thank you for breathing with me. And so for starters, I'd love to just share, setting up sacred space. I realize I set my little altar up on the other side of my microphone, but it is back there. I've got candle and some crystals and things holding space for us. And the energy of today, I have really felt like almost like I'm in a theta state all day long, and actually for a couple of days where it takes extra sort of focus to be present. And I'm not sure if that's just me or if that has to do with the energy or the solstice or the stars or just the presence that having all of you here creates. But I want to create a space where it's absolutely okay to go deep within yourself, to slow down the brain, to slow down the thoughts, to drop into the heart, to allow yourself to just be present and receive and experience and be in flow with what you're feeling and experiencing right now. And continuing to, as throughout this time together, just breathe more deeply and more fully, and just feeling that channel that we've already activated of alignment. And so, I chose this day, winter solstice, because where I am, it's winter solstice, and it is really about cultivating the inner light. When it's darker outside, it's time to go within and cultivate and activate our inner light and our connection. And this is also holiday time. Many of the winter holidays, Christmas is coming. I was raised Lutheran, so I do talk a lot about like biblical references and things, although I'm spiritual, and I feel like what I share definitely is for everyone, it's not just Christian. So don't feel like you need to be Christian to be present and receive this meditation and activation today. And So I really want to get into the conversation about Christ consciousness and what that means in a more metaphysical way. Um, sorry, frog in my throat. So you've heard, I mean, we've all heard of Christ in the Christian church. And I really want to let everyone know Christ is not only Christian, Christ is a consciousness. Christ is a realm of awareness. So there have been many Christed beings on our planet. Jesus was one. There have been the Buddha, Siddhartha, and Krishna, and Babaji, and so many ascended masters and beings of light that were embodied. And it's about realizing enlightenment and opening up to, and by that was just a very, very small, I'm not going to name all of them, but there have been many. And that also the Christ consciousness and enlightenment is not reserved for just a few special people or a few special masters. It's actually something that we all have access to, that we all can cultivate, and that we can all activate within us when we choose to do that. So it is a choice usually. I mean, some people do have very unique experiences, such as a near-death experience or a meditative experience where they have an enlightened consciousness and expand into that. And it is not a one-time thing. It's something that you can sort of brush into and then allow that to sort of open up a door or open a door for you. And you can do this through meditation. You can do this through contemplation. People do it through reading scripture. There are many, many ways, even through music. Music can give you an expansive experience to connect with the divine. And so today, talking about Christ consciousness and the embodiment and how it relates to us as humans and how we can activate that within ourselves. And I am going to use Christian references because it's just the perfect reference for this, but the embodiment of Christ. And so in the Christian church, there's something called communion, where you're given wine and like a wafer, and it's the blood of Christ and the body of Christ given for you. And in that communion, it's my understanding of it is it's an acknowledgement and a recognition that the divine has embodied itself in us. These bodies have been given to us as divine creator to experience this human incarnation. And so we get to play, it's like this sacred play of being human that we get to experience while we are here, the embodiment of Christ. And how absolutely beautiful and special it is to have a body to experience our beingness through. And the illusion of separation, which is all that is an illusion of being separate. We are one with the creator at a much higher level than the physical. And we can have that experience in the body. And it's the people that have realized that and gone into that oneness, for their consciousness is there all the time or has access to it all the time. These are our enlightened masters. So the references of the cross and bearing the cross, this body is the cross. If you think about a human person standing with arms out, that is the cross. This is the crucifixion is coming, the divine coming in, lowering itself, lowering its consciousness as if in death, dying from oneness, so separating, coming apart from that totality to experience this being of being separate being a separate I, a separate person. And then we as spiritual seekers have taken on this as a seeker, as a spiritual person, the finding ways to remember, to bring our awareness back to oneness, to unity consciousness, to the divine, and to understanding ourselves as the embodiment of divinity in this sacred vehicle, which is our human vessel. And the more that we're able to do that, the more that we're able to realize that, the less attached to ourselves as physical beings we become. The more we have these expansive experiences. It's interesting too, because I feel like for me personally, I've had a number of these awarenesses and experiences throughout my life. I get more present in my body, because as you expand your ability to hold light, also known as becoming more enlightened, you are also expanding your consciousness and your ability to be present in the body. So it's not about going out of body. Ascension, embodied ascension, is about coming in, bringing more light and expanding your capacity as a human being to hold more of the divine presence in your body, and realizing that everybody else is also part of that oneness. Everyone is connected. We are all a reflection of each other and an embodiment of the same source. And it's just an endless exploration. And like the peeling of the layers of the onion, enlightenment and realization of Christ consciousness can be like a page by page, layer by layer experience. Very rarely is it a one, like, boom, now I'm enlightened. It's usually a lifetime and lifetimes of practicing, of opening, of expanding, of allowing those layers to peel off and recognizing our own divinity. And then in that, the recognition that everyone else is a reflection of me, because me as at the highest level, the oneness, I am all of you. You are all each other. We are all the same being. And so I can recognize, oh, when I speak words, when I behave a certain way, when I think certain thoughts, those things are coming back to me through all of you. We are creators in that way, with our thoughts, our words, our actions, our presence, our being, and our choice of who we're being in every moment is what allows us to be creators here on earth in body. And so when I think a thought, when I make a statement, when I do an action, and when I choose to be, and when I choose, like in being here, you have chosen to come and be an expanded version of yourself for this time. You've chosen to receive more light into your body. You've chosen to allow yourself to remember more of who you are. And in that expansion, you're opening up to a new layer of enlightenment. And so I acknowledge all of you for doing that, and for your presence. And your presence allows me to be more present as well. And so during this time, this holiday season, my invitation to all of you is to see, just to take an extra breath whenever you go out, whenever you interact, if you're going to holiday parties, if you're meeting with friends or family, just to take a deep breath and remember who I am. And when I say I am statements in this setting, I'm speaking not of me as a person. I'm not talking about Waxela. I'm talking about the collective I am, the I am that is totality, the wholeness of who I am as consciousness. And this is what, when Jesus spoke as from his Christed being, and someone would say, who are you? He would say, who do you say I am? And that was his reflection to others of, you get to say, you get to speak your truth. You get to speak who you are, and you get to choose who you are present to being in every moment, with every time you speak, with every thought, with every word, with every action, with your presence of being. It's always a choice. Who do you say I am is also who are you choosing to be? And making that choice conscious is the practice of enlightenment, the practice of ascension, which is also the practice of reaching Christ consciousness, a realm of consciousness. And so then when we step into the frequency aspect of this, and all of these teachings are multidimensional. So there will be sort of a 3D teaching, which is when you think of physically, the actions that are described in the Bible. Jesus was born, he came here, he did these things. There were, people, and it's like a divine play, right? It's written as stories. And then there's a metaphysical way of understanding these things. And then there are always higher and higher and higher, or greater and greater, more expanded versions and awarenesses of what the meaning is. And that is for each of us as explorers to really dig into and unpack and contemplate for ourselves, so that we can have that greater understanding. So even just in contemplating, we can remove some of those filters and layers that the illusion of separation begins to fade, and we can see, oh, I see how I've created everything in my life. I see how I've created this relationship to reflect back to me something, a lesson that I'm choosing to learn while I'm here. And it takes some of the pressure of being human off. We're never going to be perfect. That's not the point. We came here to have this experience of separation. And then us as spiritual seekers, or spiritual beings, we chose to remove those layers one by one. And so we will all arrive back at that oneness consciousness, particularly when we leave these bodies. But while we're here, it's this sacred game of exploration and expansion. And when we can remember that that's really what this is about, growing, expanding, learning, sharing, everything becomes kind of less tense or less constricted and more open and more connected. So I think from there, I think that's a good space to begin to enter into our meditation experience. And I do want you to know I will be using I am statements in this meditation. It's also an activation of the Christ consciousness, the awareness of that realm of consciousness within you. And so I invite you to think of this and open up to this experience as, this is myself choosing to allow more light, to allow my container, my energy field to expand, to hold more of the divine that I am, with every breath, to allow yourself to just sink into your body and let your body be the incredible, multidimensional, spiritual, sacred container for that presence in every cell, in every part of your being, physical, and then expanding out into the emotional and the mental, the energetic body, just realizing how connected we all are to each other, to the divine. And as we do this work together, we are all holding space for each other's unfoldment and expansion. So if you do have a glass of water or a drink of water next to you, it's nice to take a small drink of water before you begin a meditation. When we drink water, it relaxes the nervous system. It lets the body know, okay, we're safe, because we don't drink water when we're not safe, when we don't feel safe. The water kind of it also brings that that liquid, into the body, and allows for this energy to flow more. So I like the idea of having a drink of water before you begin, and then just find yourself comfortable in a relaxed position and close your eyes, and we'll begin. So begin by deepening your breath. With each breath, allowing the belly to expand on the inhale and contract on the exhale. Breathing deeply and just feeling and getting present to whatever you might be feeling, whatever sensations are happening in your body. Just notice, become aware. And then noticing your energy. What am I feeling energetically or emotionally? Just witnessing without judgment. And breathing, and with every breath, letting yourself relax a little more. And becoming aware of your heart center and the presence of light within your heart. And as you're breathing, allow your breath to inform your heart center and expand the light in your heart. And now feel in your heart space an intention for this session today. My intention is for each person experiencing this meditation today, that an activation of the Christ light be embodied, be present, and that each one feels your connection, that each of us feels the frequency, the availability, the unity, the love of the divine present within the body, and that we tap into the light of the realm of Christ consciousness. It is a realm of awareness, a realm of divine light, a realm of creative source energy. It is a place where we know ourselves as one with Creator, one with creative energy, and one with divine truth and awareness. And this is an invitation to open your awareness into the realm of Christ consciousness. And with your breathing, breathe in golden light, the golden realm, allowing that golden light to circulate around your body. And then allowing that golden light to expand out around your body. And there is a golden realm of light around you at this time. And it holds the information and the presence of the Christed realm of Christ consciousness. And within that are all of the Christed beings who have achieved enlightenment and who are sharing their enlightened expression of being with us in this golden space. And so as you're breathing, sinking in even more, opening the heart even more to find yourself sitting among the enlightened beings present in this space. And each of these beings has their hands out, pointed toward you. You can find yourself sitting in the center of this circle, receiving from the masters, from the enlightened consciousness that they project to you, offering, inviting. It is always your choice to receive. You may find you would like to have your hands in receptive position, open palms up to receive. And so, as you're in this receptive space in the golden realm, find yourself anchored in the base of your spine, and find yourself simultaneously present in your body and completely present in this golden realm of light among the enlightened ones. And as you breathe, allow your heart to open and expand even more. And you might find this expansion of light within the heart moving out beyond your body and connecting with the various enlightened beings who choose or wish to share with you at this time. You may look around the circle with your awareness, with your consciousness, and see who you connect with. And as you make that connection, give an internal affirmation. Yes, I choose to receive whatever is here for my highest good and understanding and unfoldment in this moment. And then breathe and allow. And there may be parts of you that show up in resistance. Perhaps your mind has some resistance. And if you find that, simply acknowledge it in non-judgment, allowing yourself to drop into the heart, dropping into love, and then opening to receive in surrender. Surrender to your highest good. Surrender to your highest embodiment and expression of divine light from within. All of these divine beings and masters are truly one with each of us, and we are all one with each other in the Christed realm. This is a space of awareness, of consciousness, of pure divine truth. And bask in this light, whatever you're feeling or receiving, just be with it in this moment. And I will be offering now some I am affirmations, which are also activations. So simply open to receive at whatever level is perfect for you at this time. I am divine. I am the embodiment of divinity. The light of the divine expresses itself through me, through my heart, my actions, my thoughts, and my words. I am one with the light of the divine. Divine creator acts through my physical body and through my awareness, enlightening every cell within this physical body, activating the DNA to a higher level of light and information. I am divine expression of being. I am oneness. I am Christ consciousness. I am enlightened. I am Christ. I am loving awareness. I am pure creative energy, manifest as physical being. I am expressing my intuitive gifts through this incarnation. I am expressing my connection to God through this physical being. I am light embodied. I am a healer. I am a light worker. I am an active creator of the new earth. I am a frequency holder of the divine light, bringing more light into this realm simply by being. My mission is my presence, my awareness, and my anchoring of this light onto the planet Earth. I am a way shower so that all who wish to receive this light may feel it through my presence. I anchor this light into my physical body. I hold and express this light through my energetic body. I allow my emotional body and my nervous system to attune to higher and higher frequencies of light. I hold the light of the golden realm in my energy field. activating the new earth wherever I go in this presence, activating the grid work around the earth with the golden light. I am an activator of Christ consciousness. I receive and share the Christ awareness, the enlightened energy with this planet and with all who are present here. I am the embodiment of creative love. I use my thoughts, my words, and my actions to express more love. I allow myself to connect with others, knowing that we are an expression of divine consciousness. I am comfortable sharing this light and expressing it through my being. I invite the divine into this physical body, activating healing, activating balance, activating my divine knowing to a new level, a higher level that is perfect for my being and consciousness at this time. I allow my body and my nervous system to align and attune to the highest level of light available to me. I am joy. I am creative. I am expressing childlike curiosity. I am open to receiving. I am open to sharing. I am the beauty of creative energy itself, expressing in unique ways that can only come through me in this incarnation. I allow myself to express my uniqueness, which is what I came here to be in this incarnation. I allow myself to learn and grow through this expression and through this embodiment. I allow the light to guide me. I allow my intuition to expand, open, and be a guide. I am clear. I am balanced. I am pure. I am cleansed. I am free. I love myself, my body, and I expand to hold more of the truth of my higher self, my higher consciousness of who I am. And Divine Mother, as Mother Mary, is in present and expressing I love you as my child, the Christ child, embodied in the physical. Remember, children, who you are. You are sacred. Being who you are is a sacred expression of God. The Christed awareness born in you. It is safe to feel it. It is safe to know who you are. Feel yourself and your presence in your sacred vessel, your beautiful body. You are love incarnate. This is the gift, the most sacred gift of being here now. Breathe deeply into your heart. Breathe deeply into yourself, breathing yourself in. I am love. I am divine. And I am loved and cherished. There is no judgment, only love. Only the presence of complete understanding and acceptance. Know how loved and cherished you are. You are complete and whole as you are. You are a perfect expression. You are exactly as you are meant to be. I love you. I honor you. I have the ultimate respect for you. And I see you as the Christ child, being born in every breath. And just allow yourself to anchor that awareness deeply into your body, into the base of the spine, supported by the Christ light, the golden realm, the realm of the angels and enlightened masters, Christ consciousness itself, embodied and surrounding this container, this pillar of light. And now go deeply into your heart, putting your hand on your heart center, and make a claim for yourself. I am. And claim yourself as the divinity and as the expression and the tool of the divine to do divine works and to hold and anchor divine light and to be the expression of the Christ consciousness here on this planet now. One more deep breath into the deepest part of your heart center, feeling the truth that is present in these words and in this sharing, this activation of energy and of light. And now, again, in your heart center, finding an expression of gratitude, finding the feeling of gratitude for all that you've received today in this activation, transmission, meditation, communion. Find gratitude for yourself, for doing this work, for showing up, for being the light you are, I am. And expressing gratitude to all of the realms of divinity who are assisting in anchoring this light and sharing it with us today. Gratitude for this state of being conscious. And take a few more deep breaths now, bringing your awareness back to the physical body, allowing yourself to feel whatever emotions might be present. Sometimes this type of experience will bring up emotional energy. So if you're feeling something that is perhaps sadness or something that doesn't maybe feel joyful, that's okay. Just know it's up to be cleared from your field. Allow yourself to feel it and breathe through it and let it go. Just breathing, acknowledging in non-judgment. And then perhaps more emotional energy will surface as you're returning. Just let it be. Be with what's present and be present with yourself, your emotions, your energy. And as you're coming back, know that your energy is balancing and maybe in a little bit of flux for a while. So bring your awareness back into your toes, to your feet, starting to move them, move around, moving the body, up the legs, the knees, moving into the upper legs, the hips and thighs, the belly and the midsection, moving up awareness into the chest, the shoulders, the arms, the hands, up into the neck and the head, and bringing your awareness fully back into the eyes. And when you're ready, you may open your eyes, fully aware, being and holding this new embodiment of light. And this would be a great time as you're coming back to take a drink of water. If there's something that's really present with you that you want to write down on paper, this would be a good time to make a couple of notes. Sometimes taking some notes now might help you later remember something or integrate something. And sometimes these meditations might be sort of dreamlike, where you remember more at first and then you might forget later, or more might drop in later. So just being present with whatever you're feeling and experiencing and wanting to express and write. And now I'd love to invite some sharing back of what you experienced if you'd like to. You can also ask questions, express something that you experienced, or whatever's up for you, you can share that. You can raise your hand. You can also, I see someone's writing in the chat. Okay, and I do see, okay. Jeffrey, are you aware of the new world that is spreading around, the new word that is spreading around the world, especially among the new paradigm, spiritual groups, and scientists of the new model of a unified field, Lovevolution? Yes, I have heard Lovevolution. That's great. The evolution, the wisdom of our evolution is not random. but a evolution of an intelligent universe. Yes, I love that. I love that. If any of you know Missy Galore, she's a singer, an activist, a writer. I love her. She's a friend and she's just so creative. And I think she has an album called Loveolution from a few years ago. It's a wonderful word. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that.
Wonderful song. I know Missy, and she spells it a little different from a thing, but this is more of a word that we can spread for a common denominator among all of us, which I think I'm seeing it spreading. I'm helping spread it. So everybody, it's a free word. Use it, accept it, and enjoy it. Yeah, I love Missy Galore. She's something else, isn't she?
Yes, yes, so good. So good. Thank you, Jeffrey. Okay, so if you want to put your hand up by way of the reactions, for me, it's at the bottom of my screen. If you know how to do that, you can raise your hand. If you don't know how, I might not see you is the thing, because I only have a few at a time at the top, but you can also just unmute yourself, and we can do it that way too. Okay, Jeremy, thank you. You said that was divine. I could feel Mary holding my hands, epic container of pure prime source love. Yes, absolutely. Beautiful. And yeah, I'd love to know how, also share back if anyone would like to, of what did that feel like? What were the I am statements like for you, or even the Mother Mary, which I wasn't expecting that beautiful energy to come through and share with us. So that was lovely for me to experience it from my end, but I'd love to hear from more of you too. You're all quiet.
Hey, Waxela, I'll share a little bit.
Heidi, and I'm going to go to gallery. Yeah.
So
great. Go ahead.
Well, I was actually just going to comment on the Mother Mary. I didn't know if that was, spontaneous or what, but I felt a huge, just like energetic pulsation when that started happening. And my whole body just felt so light and beautiful. And I just I got really emotional, and I haven't had that experience for a while. So that was really profound. And I don't know, I feel lighter and happier, and just like, I love how she was like, you're safe and you're the divine child. That was really cool. So thank you.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing that. And yeah, tuning into that, it's interesting. I almost there's a part of me that barely remembers. I remember the feeling, but not the words as much. But I just I was really physically and emotionally overwhelmed by the love that she desires to share. Her just wanting so much for everyone to know how loved you are. And it's just this beautiful, know that you are so supported and cherished and loved as a child, as my child, she, as Mother Mary's child. And she just really wanted to have everyone feel that.
Yeah. And we could feel it, that was, and I'll speak for myself, but it seems like I see other people nodding, yeah, that was amazing. Thank you, Waxela.
Beautiful. Thank you, Heidi. I see hearts. Yes. Anyone else?
I must have totally fallen asleep for about half of it, although now I'm ready for the yoga session that I'm going to go to next.
Great. Yeah, that does happen sometimes, actually quite often. I find that when a meditation is really high frequency, sometimes your consciousness will just check out. And that's okay. It's not, nothing wrong with that. It's sometimes it just is actually so relaxing to the nervous system and the energy system that our conscious mind sort of flips off like a light switch. And I think that is a really beautiful thing. When your conscious mind is out of the way, you can integrate those energies in a very deep way, like a very deep way. So yeah, and if you want to, you can listen to the recording and hear the words at a future time. All right, anyone else? Would anyone else like to share?
Hi, this is Claudia.
Hi, Claudia.
Hi. So a lot of the times after a meditation, words are difficult for me. So I'm going to try to do this as quickly as possible. But so I have a meeting place where Jesus and I will meet in my meditations, and I didn't do this consciously, purposely, where I was like, okay, I'm going to meditate on that. It just kind of happened where he sometimes shows up. But I was surprised that I literally saw my body leave into this light that was surrounded by him. And I'm a very intense person, but this was very playful. It was a very playful, I felt a lot of like the tension that I feel sometimes was gone. And I was just kind of this light being. And I did, at one point, it was very quick, but I felt the presence of Mother holding me as being embodied in Christ. It was just very beautiful. So thank you.
Gorgeous. Thank you so much for sharing that, Claudia. That's incredibly beautiful and sacred. Thank you. Okay, Sheila, go ahead.
Hi, yes, in the spirit of sharing, it's hard to say enough about how beautiful this meditation was. I loved your introduction, where you talked in such broad terms and deep terms about, what the Christ consciousness really means. And you expanded in the whole idea of consciousness, in ways that I hadn't thought of before. And then when you went into the meditation, I found the affirmations, the extent of the affirmations. And I found myself, going into my own state, knowing that I could hear them, and then rising back up and actually hearing some and thinking to myself, this is a meditation that I would want to listen to many times, because there are so many gifts in it. So I don't know how you will be promoting it, but it's certainly any day, every day kind of beautiful piece. Thank you so much.
Gorgeous. And my pleasure. Thank you. Yeah, I will definitely be sharing this one. I wasn't sure if I would send out the replay or, what I was, but I'm sure I'm going to feel guided to do that. And yeah, so thank you, Sheila. That's beautiful. Really beautiful.
You're welcome.
Thank you for sharing. I do want to acknowledge that I have a New Earth, New You, New Year retreat online coming up, and all of the practitioners are present. Jeremy Hill is here. Hi, Jeremy. He's going to be one of our practitioners, and Heidi, who just spoke a moment ago, is also going to be sharing Kundalini yoga. Jeremy does like a really unique form of Tai Chi and energy work and tapping. So that'll be really fun. And so I will, when I send out the replay, I'm just going to send out the replay to everybody. I will include how you can register for that as well. And that's going to be a really beautiful way to start the new year with embodiment, with the physical. I'm going to be sharing breath work. We're going to be doing some intention, and anchoring our intentions for the new year, because a lot of times we say things, or, we create a vision board at the beginning of the new year, and then we don't always follow through, but when we anchor and commit to those visions, we're much more likely to realize them and really have true progress toward our intentions and what we choose to activate into our world. So watch for that. And is anyone else? Questions, share back, anything you'd like to express?
I'll share into a little bit about just some things that have been like coming through for me, because I've done a lot of like the affirmations before, and I love the IMs. Like the IMs are so amazing. And then something that kind of like knowledge was downloaded into me was about how like early on, how we were all programmed, and we were all programmed pretty much by like, you are statements. You know what I mean? So like saying you are smart, or you are good at hockey, or you are good at math, or you are this, or you are that. So I've been doing this. And again, use the I am statements. They're wonderful, but stick this into your affirmation practice. And in pretty much like you're saying, you are abundant, you are prosperous, you are energy, you are love. And saying those you are statements have really kind of programmed myself to this higher vibrational state where, again, like the I am statements are great, but when I got kind of downloaded this and started doing it, I felt the vibrational shift, and I felt it land in a sacred way. So just try it and see how it lands, and just thought it would be cool to share that since y'all are high vibing individuals.
Thank you, Jeremy.
Yeah,
That's
sure.
fun. That's awesome. Great. Love it. Yeah. And whatever works, like if whatever statements work, everyone's going to have a little different relationship to every statement and every way of saying it. So, yeah.
I would like to share shortly. It's me, Ellen. Hello.
Hi, Ellen.
Before the call, I had a flash of fear in my body, really, truly, I've thought of, I just observe it. And now I'm really calm, and the sharing with being here with everyone is, it gets out of this visceral feeling of fear and into the love and the love field, and that was really enough. Feel much more present now, and and the joy, I am joy, that was really resonating very, very much. So really.
Yeah. So do you feel like the fear was something that was up to be cleared, or what do you feel like the fear was coming from?
Yeah, I think I'm taking something from the collective field, I think, through me. If I am not keeping borders, and then I feel like it's just, taking me and not, so that went through, although I feel it visceral. I'm working on that topic actually very, very much. So, I have not a real clue about it, although I'm fear-free a lot of days. And then on these special days, then like today, the energy, or when Sunday, the full moon, I'll have that. But I think it's a decision I have to make, like choosing something like that, or choosing love, or choosing now this Christ consciousness. And as Sheila has said, you have presented us a very understanding of this field. How it is, and how we can, with intention, connect to it, really.
Yes. Yeah. So I thank you for sharing that. And I so appreciate that. I think this might speak to a lot of people, in that there are so many of us who are empaths. A lot of light workers are empathic. And so when, if you can think of empaths as like the coral in the sea that's kind of spongy and it filters the water. So empaths are always filtering the collective energy or the energy of the space that you're in. At a high level, an empath is going to filter, like you said, fear and lower vibrational things from that's like a high service of an empath is to be the emotional filter for the collective. And we all probably are aware there's a lot of collective fear going on right now. So to do that is a very high service. What's so important is to recognize, and I like that you're so conscious of, I think it's collective, you said that it's not necessarily mine, and to recognize, okay, I'm picking up something, it doesn't feel, sometimes it is yours, there's nothing wrong with that, like just to recognize, but when you know that it's collective, to really sit with it and let it move through you and then let it out, like process it through, because you're the filter, and just to be clear, not to let it get stuck in you, because that is what can have you sort of contract, right? Fear is a contracting energy, love is an expanding energy. So there are lots of different techniques. I won't go into that on this call, but techniques for empaths to clear collective energy is very, very important right now, and a high service. So I acknowledge you and thank you, and everybody who's doing that empathic service of clearing the emotional fear of the collective right now on our planet.
Yes, thank you, Waxela, for explaining that. Feels very safe now.
Good.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Anyone else?
Yeah, I would like to say something.
Okay.
It's Martin.
Hi, Martin. Oh, you got muted, Martin. I'm not sure what happened there. Can you unmute yourself?
Oh,
Now there you go. I can't, I don't have the ability to unmute you. You're also.
Good. All right. Now it's
There you are.
unmuted. There is things going on. You mentioned about Christ, and you mentioned that that's not has to be Jesus. And I'm working with an organization which is called Share International. They are quite in over 40 countries. They talk about the second coming, and I think we're very close to this with everything that's happened right now in the world is basically happened, which is before the second coming is coming. So if anybody's interested to find more about it, go to shareinternational.com and you will you will find very interesting information. It started already 100 years ago with Blavatsky, then Alice Bailey, then Benjamin Krem, and now he is gone, but the story doesn't stop. The second coming is coming, like Jesus actually was talking about this. And he was overshadowed by this higher being, which they call Maitreya. And if anybody's interested, go to shareinternational.com and you will find more about it. And that's all I have to say.
Okay. Thank you, Martin. On that topic of the second coming, I like that you brought that up too, from a metaphysical perspective. And remember, there are many ways to look at all of these concepts. So seeing it one way doesn't mean another way is not correct. Just wanted to preface with that. But the second coming of Christ is having the Christ consciousness born again from within us. Like as in what we did today from a metaphysical perspective or a Christ consciousness perspective. The second coming is, okay, there's the original Christ consciousness realm, and then there's the incarnation, which can be seen as a separation from source or from that consciousness space. And then the second coming is the realization again, like, oh, I am an enlightened being, or I can become this enlightened being again as a aware Christ consciousness. So that's another aspect of it where, and with all of the work that I do in embodied ascension, it's about bringing all of the teachings in and how is this true for me? Because while I might not be able to do anything about like, oh, there's a second coming and, it's happening outside of me, feeling like, something out there, but I can activate myself from within. I can have the second coming within me activated. And so that's how I can be responsible for that within my incarnation. So different ways of looking at it and practicing. All right. Would anyone else like to share? Did everybody get to speak who wanted to? And we still have some people on the call. I'm happy to stay and answer, or if everybody's complete and feels good, we can end here. All right. I'm going to take that as a completion.
Yeah.
All right. I really, really appreciate and acknowledge all of you for being here, for spending this time with us in communion together in communion today and with me. And my intention is that this just lights you up for the entire holiday season, and wherever you go and whatever you do, that you have this expanded foundation of Christ consciousness within you, and that you're able to share that with others and everywhere you go. So thank you so much. I just love and appreciate you all so deeply. And if you want to unmute and say goodbye, please do. I'd love to hear your voices.
Thank you, Waxela.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Wonderful
Thank
week.
you. Bye. Everyone have a blessed day.
Thank you all so much. Love you all. Bye-bye.
Love you also. Bye-bye.
Bye.